seconds pass every hour, and you could say we're traveling time. I hope that you'll be there to join me, but that was not a part of our design. Looking back now, I wonder how we made it here. And the past moves further away. I hope that we'll all be okay. The story continues to be written, 'cause seconds pass every hour, and you could say we're traveling time. Though I'm alone, I will remember that you were always part of my design. Travelers in time, part of one design. Though we're far apart, you're right by my side. We're so alive with real lights. Said our goodbyes, just close your eyes. We'll be together soon. Seconds pass every hour, and you could say we're traveling time. I hope that you'll be there to join me, but that was not all part of our design. The seconds pass every hour, and you could say we're traveling time. Though I'm alone, I will remember that you were always part of my design.
Testing. Hopefully everyone's able to hear me. Listen, I was right about to go to bed and I saw that Creek was streaming it, so I had to do this side by side, and oh my gosh. I seriously cannot believe it. I seriously cannot believe what. Here, let's look at the skin real quick. Again, I have to be a little bit quiet because the whole rest of the house is asleep. But oh my gosh. So I want to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to do this solo. I've usually gotten pretty good by now avoiding Tio. I'm actually gonna pull up a replay. I'm gonna pull down the be right back screen, and while I do that, I'm gonna pull up the video replay so I can show you guys and run down exactly how I was able to do it solo. So give me just 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna run down exactly how I did this, so everyone get ready. So I'm gonna make this real easy. I'm actually gonna come out with a guide video sometime in the next few hours, running everything down, so you won't have to worry. But here's some really great tips if you want to do this solo. If you have no one else here to help you, then it is then you should probably follow these. So when you first start, what I always like to do, right as soon as it happens. And by the way, this is the winning clip right here. So what I do with my camera right here is I try and get a peek at some of these numbers beforehand. So I see the number 7, I see the number 1, and I try and do this before I'm able to move. That way I can get a better head start. 7 4 or 7 1 4. Sometimes the buttons get a little bit delayed. So what you gotta do for the colors, you gotta go back over here for a second. Super easy. For the colors, you do the ones here, here, and then you start over on this color. You can't see it because this wall is hiding it in here. So basically you're just going around like that. So we got blue, red, green, blue. So we did that fine. The center button is always located behind this crate. So you want to follow an order where you look here and then here and here. I always have a bad habit of looking on this side too much. But I'm actually going to turn off Piggy in the background real quick. So I turned off Piggy so you guys would be able to hear this a little bit better. So let me turn up the volume a little bit. So like I said, color super easy. You're going to go through here. This is pretty self-explanatory, actually. You really don't need to do a whole rundown on here. Your voice is Dream from Minecraft? Oh, really? Oh, wow. I don't know if I've heard him talk yet. So for this one might be pretty confusing, but it's actually super simple. I know it's a little bit easy to say, but it's super easy. This symbol right here is just the center of the clock. You can see this symbol is on the left. You can see on the left the plus sign. I'm not going to do it immediately here. If you trip up, just do it and it'll randomly come out. That was by complete random right there. And then finally, this one is probably one of the easiest of them all. It looks super complex, but all you have to do is go from front to back. So this one first, and then this one, and then this one. See how this one's the closest, and this one's second closest, and this one's last closest. So you just do in that order. So I have literally up, down, top, right. Jump over the traps. Now here's what I like to do. Head start right here. So you turn around, and I did it a little bit late here, but you're able to actually temporarily see where the characters are through the walls. You can see that Tio is actually right here. He's not in this hallway. He's in the hallway behind this wall. So here is a big tip. A big tip if you want to have a higher chance of success. Do not get seen. You can actually hear where he's walking around. Now, when you give Pony his sword and you free all the other characters, he's actually just gonna always find where you are. So before the final phase of the fight starts, he's actually going to just wander around. But during the final phase, he'll just always know where you are, like a normal Piggy bot. So what I like to do is I always know. Let's just call it top left corner. Top left corner is where Pony is. Opposite end from here is where Zizzy is, and then let's just say south of where this is, or let's just call it back, is where Georgie's house is. Now, being that I've seen repeated patterns of how Tio goes, he usually just comes this way. And then if you wait around this wall, actually, this hasn't actually happened before, but he got stuck right here. But normally what he does, and I was trying to tell you guys in the chat, I don't know if it was lagging too much or not, but normally he comes this way, and if you actually hide behind this wall, he'll just I moved it for a second. So normally what he does is he'll just head towards the Pony room. Hey, play the clip. There we go. So I grab that. Normally what I do is I hide behind this corner. He'll just go over here and then go towards Pony's door, and then I could just walk right around him. When he's in this first phase where he's seeking you out, as long as you're not facing him, you'll be fine. I think he has an unlimited range when it comes to sight. But as long as you're behind his back, you'll be fine. But in this instance, as you guys saw, this was actually really bad luck because he got stuck in the pillar and wasn't able to move. In fact, he wasn't even doing his walk animation. He was just kind of, well, camping, as I said later. So I pretty much had no choice. I really didn't want to waste more time than I was already doing. So I pretty much had to go and try and get around him quickly. I call him a camper. Now, here's the thing with Tio. His hitbox, as I presume it is actually the same as a normal Piggy, just because his hat is pretty much touching your back does not necessarily mean that he is about to hit you. Now, if you guys notice right back here, skip back just a little bit of a second here. When you give Georgie this bat, there will be an invisible block right here. If you try and run forward, Tio will catch you and kill you. So you need to go off to the side, and that's exactly what I do. In fact, you can even see the moment where I bump into this invisible wall. So watch here. It's where I jump over, and normally he's going to go all the way around. So if you ever get yourself stuck somewhere, just jump out and around, and he'll have to go all the way around. I actually did have one instance where he did fall down here, and that was probably because he got out of the sides of the hitbox. So you guys want to make sure you're very careful about that. The pipe is always right there. In terms of Zizzy's room, I always know that you have to go this way. You have to go northeast. Northeast is what it was. So if you try and go northwest, you're going to run into Pony. As long as he's crawling, you're not going to be able to hide around that corner. And it doesn't matter if you go around these blocks either. He's not going to slow down. That's what I initially thought at first. I was thinking of any way to block him off. The carrots and stuff like that, any food items, do not pick them up. Now, this room's going to get a little bit tricky because you're in a more enclosed space. Now, what you got to do is it's all about jumping, and it's all about trying to take the widest path possible. Now, again, do not be afraid that Tio's going to catch you. As long as you're doing this correctly, you'll be fine. Again, Tio's hat is not the place where he kills you. It's more near the center. So you just got to be very careful. In fact, just whenever he's chasing you, just envision the center of him as a normal Piggy, and you'll be fine. So we're going to go around here. You'll see that I unintentionally do this, but jumping seems to always help me. Not necessarily true, but so what I'm going to do is I jump over Zizzy, try and take the shortest path possible. Sometimes I could even just run right around him in a very tight circle. And as long as I know what I'm doing, as long as I'm confident in it, then I'll be able to dodge him completely fine. Even when you come into dead ends, which you definitely see in these mazes, I'll be fine if I just take those sharp turns. So I'm kind of diddly-daddling here a little bit. Give Pony the sword. Now we're in the next phase of the fight. So what I need to do is I always remember that the food items are always in the lower floors. Now, trying to find the animal characters, that's just what I'm going to call them, Bunny, Zizzy, and Doggy. They're always upstairs. Super easy. The difficult part comes while you're trying to run from him is trying to pick up items. So you may need to just be patient. You may need to go back and turn around and maybe just take a loop. Maybe this whole path goes in a straight circle. So every now and then you come back and you want to try and click with your cursor. If you don't do it, get it next time. Just don't risk trying to go back or trying to stop either, unless one of the animal characters knocks him out. So as you can see right here, I'm stuck in a corner. I just jump and turn around. I could have actually almost gotten killed right there. So I probably should have taken a little bit of a wider circle. So there's the grass right there, as you guys saw. And I tried to grab that. I actually grabbed the bone, which I didn't try to grab it this time. But near late end game, that's what I was trying to do. So you're going to go up the stairs. I always like to jump up the stairs. That way it's a little bit, it seems like it's a bit harder for him to catch me. Now, one of the most dangerous things that's upstairs is there are Sentio Piggies that are glowing white, and there are Sentio Piggies that are not glowing at all. They're pitch dark. Now, when I was going through the map, they were actually fairly easy to see. See, you got one right there. That was very easy to see. So we're going to go back this way. So trying to navigate this place is probably the hardest part, but I can always tell you that the rooms are always on the outer edges. So just keep scaling the outer edges and you'll be fine. So this is Bunny's room right here. I have the bone, so I'm going to be looking for Doggy. Doggy's usually in the north. Bunny's always usually on the right-hand side. But when you're facing different directions, it becomes really hard to tell, especially since there's two different stairways. So I'm trying to look for Doggy here. I know that Doggy's corridor is actually very dark, so I know that's Zizzy right away. Don't need to mess with her right now. But I believe Doggy was right around this. Yeah, Doggy's right here north. So we're just going to turn around. Oh, and you just saw it right there. If you go back, right there, you can see it right there. There's one of those pitch black Sentials that you would never see coming. But you can see their shape pretty fine. I mean, you got a big red carpet here, and when you see something that obvious, you should be fine. But whenever you're going up and down corridors in the stairways, that's when it's going to be a big problem. Now, this is probably my proudest moment here. I don't know how I did this. So watch this. There's complete paths to block. I could have gone around, but I didn't want to. Actually, you know what? I don't even have a reason for that. I just took a big risk. So I jumped over the trap. and jumped again just to make sure. I knew that Tio was going to catch up with me anyway, so I just need to keep running. Now, here was the tricky part right here. It was Doggy's room. This is actually something that took me quite a while. Now, as you can see here, I'm going to give Doggy the bone. Now, this is the biggest problem with animal characters. It still exists in normal Piggy, but you probably noticed that Doggy cannot catch up with Tio. But I unintentionally, it's actually a bug. But if you're doing this solo, there's a great way of doing this. So what I do, and the 2 Sentials are blocking off, so I need to be patient. What I'm going to do is, I'm not in any danger. I'm going to keep leading Tio around in circles. And I need to wait for that second Sential to get into the room. So now that it's in the room, I can make my exit. Now I need to go back downstairs and either get the carrot or the grass. Now I remember in this run, I got the carrot first. Well, second technically. So now it's all about a search for the carrot. Now carrots are, so see how I try and grab the grass? I missed. I actually almost clicked the crouch button, which I'm glad I didn't do. I saw that there was a corner, so I'm just going to keep going. You can see that Doggy is still trying to chase Tio. It's not going to work at all. So we keep going here. I had to make a round, so I went back down here. So coming back around the other side, Carrot is usually near Pony. I mean, it's pretty easy to remember that factor, Carrot and Pony. So I grab the carrot, make a sharp turn, and do my jumping. That way he can't touch me. So I'm going to go back upstairs. So we're going to give this to Bunny. Oh, and actually that could have been a moment right there where I could have died. So that's exactly what I'm telling you guys right now. That was way too close to me. And I'm surprised that that didn't end up killing me. I was really lucky. Something else I'm really lucky about is that there is a massive bug in the game where at random, when you give one of these animal characters food, it will instantly teleport you back to the main menu and you lose the game. So I was really glad that I didn't have that happen to me. So Zizzy's in that other room. We need to go find Bunny. I know that Bunny's over on the other side, so I'm going to head in that direction. Exactly around that corner, just as I predicted. So now we have 2 animal characters chasing after Tio, pretty much becoming useless. So I unintentionally found a bug in the game, which I'll show you when Zizzy's moment comes out. But basically, if you're doing this solo, and just in general, it's going to be almost impossible to get the animal characters to attack them. I actually got lucky where Tio lagged behind for just a brief moment. You know what? There is a safer way to do this. If you want the animal characters to hit them, just go to the house building and go up on the upper railing and then jump off. And then Tio will have no choice but to walk backwards into the animal characters. So I'm walking around a little bit. You have to be really careful you don't waste time because the timer is really buggy. You actually can't tell if it is 10 minutes or not. Trying to grab the grass, that's not working out. And any second now, Tio's going to lag behind just briefly, or something's going to happen where they're going to start, they're actually going to get attacked. I remember it was in a doorway. Right here. So he briefly got stuck inside of that doorway. I just hopped right over, and I am actually really lucky because technically Tio's not gone for 20 seconds, so I actually really didn't know if he was going to die. The safer bet was to just go on the upper railing and go around. That was way too risky, but I got the grass, give it to Zizzy. Now here's the problem, right? When I was streaming this, I didn't understand what had made them attack. But here's the thing. You see these traps that are laying around? See these traps? They're all around here. Now, when you land in a trap, what do you think? What would you normally think happens? You get trapped and Tio kills you, right? Well, actually, when you get trapped, I saw this earlier. When you get trapped, what actually happens instead is that Tio just sits behind you and won't kill you. And then what happens when you get freed from the trap? He just continues chasing you as normal. But because Tio gets stopped, that means Zizzy can catch up to him. So that's exactly what happened. I almost thought I died because of this. So I ended up landing in a trap in just a few seconds here. That Sentio could have almost killed me as well. So I'm turning corners here. I actually get trapped in a trap in the dead of night. You actually cannot even see where this trap is. I'm going to play it again. Oh, right there in the candlelight, you can actually see where the trap is. But moving forward, you literally cannot see where that is. So doing that, you're able to take out Tio, and that's that. So I was actually really glad. That I streamed this too, because as soon as I turn on the stream software, we did this on the first try and we did it. We had a bit of a laggy start, but I was really, really glad. And I'm actually really glad I caught this on tape. Oh, I'm super excited. What I'm gonna do for technically it's Sunday right now. It's actually 1 a.m. for me. So technically it's Sunday. So when I say tomorrow, I technically mean Sunday because I know it's in the middle of the night for me. But today, Sunday, I want to do a stream where I can help you guys out with this too, because I know you guys are going to be struggling and I know we can work together. Let me see what we got here. I don't understand how to do the keypad with the symbols. There is a when I post the guide about this, I'm going to give you the image and show you exactly what to do. So you guys don't need to worry. I got you guys covered. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I know it's in the middle of the night, so I'm almost choking here. Maybe I'm a little bit too excited about this. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I am really glad that I was able to get this, especially with all of you guys watching and cheering me on. So I'll post a bunch of videos tomorrow. Wait. Yeah, well, let's do that. So I'll post some content tomorrow, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And of